Amid the economic crisis that has quietly crept into every corner of life, the fruit industry in China has suddenly become the clearest reflection of that profound instability. The once bustling markets are now quietly deserted. The baskets of fresh fruit that once carried the hope of a bountiful harvest now lie quietly piled up, with no one asking to buy them and no one paying attention. Farmers look at their fruit as if they are looking at helplessness. Selling them means a loss. Keeping them will spoil them, creating a vicious cycle with no way out. No matter how much they lower the price, the goods still cannot be sold. And keeping the price to maintain quality only leads to more indifference. In the crowded market, fruit suddenly becomes a burden, and the pain multiplies from there. Some people earn only 10 yuan a day and are so angry that they throw their baskets of fruit on the ground. One farmer said sadly, "If I hadn't been driven to the limit, I would never have used a bulldozer to destroy tons of mangoes." A fruit wholesaler shared, "People keep asking me if the fruit business is good. Here's the answer. All the goods have just arrived and haven't even been opened yet look, the middle has already started to rot." She explained that when she encountered this kind of stock, she could only admit that she was unlucky, unable to sell them, and didn't want consumers to pay for such poor quality. A netizen immediately commented, "This year's mangoes in Guangxi are really cheap like never before. Except for the epidemic, this is the cheapest year in the 5 years I've been in the fresh fruit industry. The current price is only about 1.6 yuan per kilogram. I decided to buy 50,000 kilograms to sell at a discount to everyone. Each fruit is sweet. If it's not, I will refund." At the largest fruit market in Babu, the price of oranges has remained low. There are very few buyers, and huge piles of oranges are rotting on the roadside. One netizen commented that it was definitely because of the high cost of gasoline and highway fees. After waiting for the fruit truck, the gas, station fees, and labor costs had almost completely eaten up the profits. At the supermarket, the profits were high, but the farmers did not get anything. Another complained, "Eating fruit is such a luxury now. I have mouth ulcers. I should eat fruit, but it's cheaper to buy vitamin B2. Another pointed out that the high transportation costs are preventing a lot of fruit from leaving the production area. As a result, the fruit is left to rot in the fields, and those that can be transported are sold at prices so high that consumers cannot afford them. A few months ago, China had a huge harvest of yellow jujubes, leading to a serious surplus of unsold fruit. Farmers were so disappointed with the low prices offered by traders that they chose to crush the yellow jujubes on the spot. Instead of bringing them home, some netizens commented that this year's yellow jujubes are not sweet. Others complained that they had tried many places, but all of them were bland. They were neither sweet nor sour. Perhaps because there was little sunlight this year. Blueberry growers have also suffered from a severe price drop. One farmer said that in just a few days the price had dropped to a quarter of what it was before, and they couldn't sell their produce. They had to feed their blueberries to their pigs. One netizen commented, "You can't sell them, and I can't afford them. Everything here is too expensive, and these are the small ones. It's not that people don't want to buy them, it's that they can't afford them." Another said that income has been falling for the past few years. One reason is the concern about pesticide residue, and another is that the price is high, but the taste is just average. Fruit is not a necessity, so I don't buy it anymore. Some people even questioned the quality of blueberries. If blueberries are really good, why aren't they made into juice or other products? If they're really good, why waste them like this? Grape growers are no better off. Some places sell for only 0.3 yuan for half a kilo but still can't sell, leading to the need to throw away small change. Finally, there are reports of watermelons being unsold in large quantities. Farmers said that very few people came to see the melons, and even fewer bought them. There were no trucks that day, and they couldn't sell any. Despite repeatedly claiming that their melons were sweet and of high quality, the market was completely gone. The current situation of farmers is extremely difficult. Many netizens warned everyone to be careful, as watermelons may contain growth stimulants. Don't let your money go to the hospital. I once bought a very large melon from a tricycle. The inside was red, but the part near the skin was so hard that I couldn't bite it. Since then, I've never bought melons on the roadside, no matter what kind. I only buy expensive ones in fruit shops, but now I can't afford them anymore. Rotten produce is right in the field. A video of a farmer in Hainan angrily stomping on unsold chili peppers has gone viral online. Right after the Lunar New Year, chili pepper prices plummeted, with some selling for as little as 0.3 yuan per kilogram. But why this happened, the farmers themselves have no answer. Another year of hard work has passed in vain. Farming is gradually becoming a losing business. Life for Chinese farmers is getting harder. And it's not just chili peppers. In many places across China, fruits and vegetables are in a similar situation. Some farmers have no choice but to dump strawberries on the side of the road. In northern China, chili peppers are also in a similar situation. On February 6th, a TikToker shared a video describing the dire situation. At -10 degrees, farmers have to stomp their feet in the bitter cold to keep warm. There were only a few buyers, and even when the price had dropped to its lowest, the peppers still went unsold. "This fare is killing us," one person lamented in utter despair. Hello everyone, I'm Sen from Y County, Shandong Province. I'm just an ordinary agricultural content writer. This year, farmers had a bumper cabbage crop. It sounds like something to be happy about, right? But behind that crop is an unspoken disappointment. Looking at such a vast cabbage field, it should be a joy, a source of pride, but they are slowly rotting right in the field because there is no outlet. Each cabbage leaf is a hope, a drop of sweat of the farmer. And now they are all rotting right in the middle of the field. Looking at this scene, I feel like hope is rotting too. Not only are they suffering from the pain of not being able to sell their products, but in recent days, Chinese people have also had to face devastating natural disasters. Violent tornadoes and giant sandstorms have destroyed everything they have worked so hard to cultivate. The heartbreaking scene shows exhausted people who can only sit there, their hands clasped together, begging heaven and earth for a way to survive. The greenhouses where they placed all their hopes are now just ruins, lost, with nothing left to cling to. Their entire lives seem to have been swept away by the wrath of nature. In addition, amid the tariff war between the U.S. and China, the U.S. has imposed tariffs of up to 245% on goods exported from China. In response to Beijing's recent retaliatory measures, the suffering of Chinese farmers, especially fruit growers, is becoming more profound. They are the ones who directly bear the impact of the government's trade policies, as the value of exported fruits has plummeted due to high tariffs. Fruits that were once exported to the U.S., such as apples, pears, grapes, and oranges, are now no longer competitive in terms of price, causing their agricultural products to stagnate or be sold at low prices. Chinese farmers have worked hard, invested in land, and cared for their crops, but now their efforts seem to have been in vain as the main export market has suddenly closed. With production costs rising, especially as water and fertilizer resources become scarce, farmers are facing great financial pressure. They not only struggle with reduced purchase prices from traders, but also bear the burden of debt due to investments in crops and agricultural infrastructure. Failed crops and unsold goods all fall on their shoulders, weighing them down with heavy worries. Chinese farmers, especially fruit growers, are not only victims of an invisible trade war, but also have to contend with unfair markets and harsh environmental challenges. They are major contributors to the economy, but are often left behind in the battle for market share and profits from their own products. Heartbreaking stories of agricultural failure are not uncommon, and they reflect the harsh reality of farmers' lives in the modern world, where they are often overlooked amid the great changes in the global economy.
The CCP has long used lies to create a false image of prosperity in mainland China, while the people live in hardship but have difficulty speaking out. A UP host on Bilibili recorded the voices and feelings of ordinary people in mainland China with a camera. Although there was no emotional tone, he was still summoned by the police, and most of his videos were deleted. Recently, the mainland Bilibili UP host, "This is a Suspicious Planet," was summoned, and most of his videos were deleted, which attracted attention. According to online information, the videos posted by the UP host recorded the real lives of people in various industries, such as students, farmers, and workers. These included an example of a day in high school in a county town in Henan, a report on the production process of hot and sour noodles in a food factory in Henan, a report on the situation of young workers in a building materials factory in Henan, an investigation report on porters in Zhengzhou, and an investigation record of the economic income of farmers in rural areas in western Henan, etc. Some netizens pointed out that the investigation by this UP host was not cursory. He would eat and live with migrant workers, obtain real first-hand materials, and did not show any bias or tendency, without any emotional tone, just faithfully recording the real life of the moment, recording the voices and feelings of ordinary people, and then presenting them in their original form. Netizens said, "He really went to the building materials factory to investigate the lives of ordinary workers." This UP host's expression is really very restrained. This is the investigation report of the new era. Some netizens praised his work, saying, "It has a sense of compassion for the world and no suspicion of sarcasm, which is really rare." The most valuable and precious thing about this netizen who investigates the lives of ordinary people is that he allows others to see more of real life. But since January 22nd, the UP host's account has not been updated. Recently, a netizen posted a message saying, "The person has finished the record and came out. It is confirmed that he is safe. I won't talk about the specific details." The UP host's account on Bilibili shows that many videos can no longer be opened. Netizens noted, there are only 10 videos left out of the original 165 videos. The UP host's experience has attracted the attention of netizens. Some netizens said, because of recording the lives of ordinary people, he was called in for questioning by the police. It turns out that recording has become a fault now. I am very curious, is such recording not allowed? Then what kind of voice and what kind of picture do we need? Where can we seek the truth? Are we really going to enter the real version of The Truman Show? Another netizen sarcastically said, "When you point the camera at the vast majority of ordinary people in China, every frame you record automatically becomes a banned film. Silence is the perfect annotation of the Red Terror. No investigation. No right to speak. If you investigate, there will be no human rights." An overseas ex-netizen said, "This land only allows you to praise and sing, but not record, write realistically, or criticize. All social realism is the least allowed to be publicly disseminated. This is inconsistent with greatness, righteousness, and it is easy to uncover the false prosperity of the mask. The CCP uses lies to construct false narratives to deceive the people and the outside world, fearing that the real living conditions of the Chinese people will be revealed." In March 2023, a UP host named Hu Chenfeng accidentally exposed the miserable lives of Chinese elderly people through a random interview with the elderly on the streets of Chengdu. His B Station account was once banned, and his Douyin account was cancelled. Oh my God, making money this year is like looking for a needle in a haystack, miserable as hell. These bitter words from a Chinese merchant reflect the dire state of the current economy. The Lunar New Year is just around the corner, but instead of the usual bustling scene, only a cold silence blankets the markets and shopping malls. For many, this year's Tet is no longer a joy, but a burden on their shoulders. At noon on Saturday, a time of the week that should be the busiest, the shops remain deserted, with no customers. A betting shop owner exclaimed in frustration, "In previous years, December was the golden time. Goods just flew off the shelves. But this year, Tet is approaching, and I still haven't sold a single set." Gloominess has spread everywhere, from the main streets to the small alleys. Small businesses, the most vulnerable group in the recession, are facing an uncertain future. At wholesale markets, goods are displayed everywhere, but there are only a few customers. A fruit stall owner lamented, "Whoever told me that business before Tet would be good, come here, I want to meet them today to find out why." Piles of cherries and citrus fruits are stacked up from the market to the warehouse, but no one pays any attention. They used to hope that Tet would salvage a year of poor business, but now they can only sit and look at their goods and sigh. The Tet atmosphere has not only vanished from small markets, but has also spread to large shopping malls. A major shopping mall in Shanghai, once a favorite year-end destination, now has only a few shops open for business. In the past, this time of year was always crowded with people jostling to shop, but now customers don't even bother to come. A salesperson shared, "The Tet atmosphere is a combination of the joy of family reunions and the hustle and bustle of shopping, but now it's just worries about food and money." A resident lamented, "My family is now worried about paying rent, not even having enough for food. Where will we get money to shop for Tet?" The gloomy scene is not only occurring in Beijing or Shanghai. From Chengdu to Jilin, everywhere is empty and cold. Markets that were once bustling are now deserted. Goods are piled up, but buyers are nowhere to be seen. A small trader said bitterly, "In more than 10 years of doing this job, I have never seen the situation as bad as it is now. Before, no matter how difficult it was, every Tet holiday, we sold a lot. But now the whole month's revenue is only a small fraction of previous years." This sluggishness is not just the story of a few small traders, but a symbol of the deep recession that the Chinese economy is currently experiencing. While major cities like Beijing and Shanghai are still struggling, you can better imagine the misery in less developed economic regions. What has pushed an economy once considered a pillar of global growth into this plight? Is there any hope for the Chinese people in the new year 2025, or is it all just a hopeless wait? The answer is still ahead. Let's continue to explore and analyze more deeply in the next part.